behind me is one of the most biodiverse creek systems in the United States. And it houses one of the healthiest populations of the largest amphibian in the Americas. But we may or may not have a problem. There's a little bit of road construction up ahead, or bridge construction. And oftentimes the cases with that kind of stuff is that stuff falls into the creek, which causes pollutants, whether it's oils or whatever, which can harm critical species, some of which are endangered or extremely rare. So while I can't just jump in the creek right here because of all the danger signs and the construction up ahead, we're gonna go downstream to see how the environmental impact of this bridge is affecting downstream habitats. And it's one of the populations that I think is the healthiest in the area. I call it my golden spot. Okay, so behind me, you can see the creek I want to assess, but I gotta get all the way down there, so. But look how clear that water is. Clarity doesn't necessarily translate directly to cleanliness, but let's hope, right? All right, got the wetsuit on. Now we just gotta get in the water. So the way that we're gonna do this is, once I get everything on and I'm in the water, we're gonna find animals. We're gonna see how many different species we can find, and we're gonna rank those with points, basically. And the ones that have higher points are gonna be the ones that are much more of a bioindicator. So a species that's gonna be much more sensitive to pollutants. And by the end of this video, we're gonna have a number, or at least an idea, of whether or not this is healthy for the animal that we're looking for. And hopefully, at the end of this video, we'll be able to show you guys the largest amphibian in the Americas, 3 foot long. This is also the part of the video where I tell you guys, don't do what I'm about to do, because this could be dangerous if you're by yourself. All right, let's go assess this creek. I'll be honest, guys, I actually don't think I need these. The water's pretty shallow, so probably just gonna go out in the crocks. So basically, here's how we're gonna rank these guys. If it's a high tolerant animal, it gets 0 points. If it's an intermediate tolerant animal, it gets 1. And if it's a really low tolerant animal, it'll get 2 points. The higher the number at the end of this video, likely the better the water quality. First thing we found here was a little crawdad. This is the food source of the animal we're looking for. We're gonna give this guy a 1 on the scale because it's intermediate tolerance. This is really cool, but you've never heard of this. A freshwater sponge. And while adaptable to some environmental fluctuations, they're relatively sensitive to pollutants, ranking it a 2 in our biotolerance scoring. This is a caddisfly. The caseless caddisfly. Caseless caddisflies are also pretty intolerant to pollutants, also ranking it at a 2. Another crawdad, but we're not gonna double rank the same animals. So far, based on the animals that I've seen and my observation of this habitat, I think I discovered a problem. It's hard to see, but you see right there, the things with the 3 tails, those are mayflies, and they are extremely intolerant to pollutants, making these also 2s in our ranking. These are largemouth bass, which, believe it or not, are relatively intolerant to certain pollutants, ranking it at a 1 on our scale. The first thing you see right here with the red tail is a red horse sucker, which is extremely intolerant to pretty much everything, giving it a nice crisp 2 in our ranking. Most of the rest of these fish are assorted panfish like bluegill or even crappie, which are also very sensitive to different environmental changes. They're specifically good at detecting various pollutants, including heavy metals like cadmium and zinc, even pesticides, ammonia, and wastewater effluent. So seeing them here is actually really good, and we're gonna go ahead and give them a 2. What the heck? Oh, I caught a hook. Put that over there. This is a wild mussel. It's dead, so we're gonna give it 0 points, but this part of the creek and this river system has one of the most diverse mussel populations east of the Mississippi. Here we go. Now we're talking. This guy right here is a beautiful little mussel. This is a freshwater mussel native to this area. I'm not exactly sure on the species, but I think it might be a kidney shell. I'm not 100% sure, so if you know what this is, throw it in the comments below. But this guy requires really clean water. It's great. It filters the water. Good little critter to add to the biodiversity index, and we're gonna give him a 2. This little funny looking thing right here that's circular and moving is the larva of a water penny beetle, and it is a really good indicator for good water quality because they're super sensitive to all kinds of pollutants and require clean flowing water to thrive in. Very similar to the animal we're looking for, and hopefully we'll find before the end of this video. So we're gonna rank this guy a 2 on our water quality diversity index. Hello there. I see on the water here a bunch of little whirligig beetles. I don't know if you guys can see those. and some water striders. Right here is one of the only animals in the creek that freaks me out. Ugh, gosh, look at it swim. Oh my gosh, it's got like so many little tentacle things. This is a hellgrammite, and hellgrammites are a really great indicator of water quality. He is huge. He's literally as long as my pointer finger. They turn into Dobson flies when they're older, which is just another story entirely.
Oh God, please no!
And we're gonna rank them a 2 on our scale. This sculpin is an indicator of a high-quality cold water stream with perfect pH and oxygen in the water for the animal that we're looking for. So this guy is a 2 on our scale. Oh my gosh, guys, I can't tell you how excited I am. All those little white things you see on the underside of this thing's belly are its gills. This is a giant stonefly, and they are an incredible indicator of good water quality. Generally, stoneflies are really good indicators, same with mayflies, and even caddisflies. But these guys are really cool to see, especially this late in the season. Really good indicator that we might be able to see what we want to see, what we came here to see. So I'm gonna rank this guy a 2 on our scale. Another freshwater sponge. Can't count it though, already saw it. Comment in the comments below if you've ever heard of that before. Yes! Oh, here we go. This is the animal we're looking for, the largest amphibian in the Americas. Meet the eastern hellbender. Cryptobranchus allegheniensis, one of the largest amphibians on our planet, the 5th largest by mass. These guys are incredible. They can weigh up to 5 pounds, reach up to 29 inches long, and because of their size, have gained the name the Allegheny gator. It's illegal to capture, let alone touch these wild animals, so I'm just letting it crawl its way around as I film in awe of it. Now that being said, these guys don't have a reputation of being aggressive. They are fully aquatic, and they are pretty much crepuscular or nocturnal, meaning that they come out at night and usually dawn or dusk hours. I was very lucky to come across this hellbender. The way they look is just wild to me. And this kind of creased looking skin has a couple reasons. One is helping it with camouflage. It looks a lot like the rocks around it, but 2, its surface area. These guys are skin breathers, meaning that they breathe through their skin. The way they do that is through capillary action effectively in the skin, similar to like how fish gills work, but more like through this skin. And because of that, these guys have extreme intolerance to pollutants, making them the pristine canary in the coal mine or bioindicator. Oh shoot, there goes my wetsuit. Cressy, if you want to sponsor me, I love your suits, but I might have ripped this one. Oh guys, after all of that, we went out, we saw an incredible biodiversity. We saw actually pretty good. We saw ephemeropteras or mayflies, plecopteras, and trichopteras, so stoneflies and caddisflies. All 3 are really good indicator species that require a pretty healthy ecosystem, especially with the water quality being good. And we came across the hellbenders, and they are critically important to the ecosystems out here. The mayflies tell me that the water oxygenation is high. The other types of insects and the types of fish that are in here tell me that the water quality is pretty good. But the biggest thing I noticed is this stuff right here. Silt. Bruh. Lots and lots of it, more than even normal. And hellbenders need ecosystems that don't have a lot of silt because they are going underneath these rocks and just burrowing. And if there's continuous silt coming through, then you're gonna see their homes getting built up. But look at all that silt. It might just look like mud, but that'll be the difference between a healthy ecosystem and not. And I'm pretty sure that that's why the hellbender population is declining in this region. Beautiful creatures that I've grown to love ever since I was a kid. Just like fell in love with them. Maybe some good news. We saw some really cool indicator species of like healthy habitat, like mussels, like mayflies, like stoneflies, like caddisflies, things that people don't probably care about. But we also found some hellbenders and some really beautiful fish. And great crawdads too, I guess. But well, we found a hellbender, ending our total biodiversity index score at a whopping healthy 26. Man, what a spectacular swim. It's been awesome out here trying to see what all lives out here. If you guys like this type of content, make sure you throw in the comments below that you like this stuff, and I'll make more of these types of videos of assessing ecosystems and trying to see what kind of cool animals live in our own backyards.